My retirement plan is to marry rich.
I love to shop because of the rush.
You think I'm going to give you another $175? Why would I do that? So far, all you're proving to me is you're not worth the money I've given you so far.
So today we're going to be checking out another financial reality show, similar to Till Death Do Us Part, but definitely amped up a bit. I didn't even know about this show until you guys let me know in the comments. But this show is called Princess, hosted by the same person, Gail, that we saw from the previous video. And I think this show hits even closer to home to what we see in today's world with the rampant consumerism. So I thought it'd be a good idea to check out 3 different episodes and see all of the stories from the contestants. I guess I feel like that's not the right word for them. I'm not sure, but you guys know what I mean. I will say that each person we take a look at gets even worse than the last, so this will be a pretty rough ride. Also, I wanted to add that this is a Canadian show made from 2010 to 2012, and actually at that time the conversion rate was very similar to the US, so I'm just going to put up the conversion rates when we see the numbers to what it would be today in USD 2025. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and we'll just get right into it with the first person.
My name's Jennifer and I'm 30 years old. I'm a dental assistant and I make about, I don't even know.
In her job, she has the potential to make up to $60,000 a year. While she's nowhere near that income bracket yet, you'd never know it judging by how she spends.
It's like power if like you have the money to go buy something.
She has problems with finances.
She definitely spends a lot.
I love shopping. Oh my God, it's like a high. I love to buy beauty products. I love getting like facials. I go at least once a month to a spot. I love to shop for clothes, shoes. I love shoes. I don't really keep track of any of my expenses.
If she gets bored at a job or if she gets annoyed with something that's happening, she'll quit right away.
And because Jennifer shops no matter how much money is coming in, she was finally evicted from her apartment due to unpaid rent.
So this shopping got so bad that she didn't have enough money to pay for where she lived to keep all the crap that she was buying. Honestly, this type of shopping issue really does turn into addiction. I know it's not in the same category as drugs or alcohol, something like that, but it's become so rampant that she was just swiping and swiping, buying more stuff and not even having a place to store it. It really doesn't matter that this show was made in 2010. It seems like it could have been made in 2025.
If not for her best friend, Jennifer would have been homeless.
She was sleeping on our couch for a while. We did charge Jennifer rent while she was there. She still owes us.
The only way Jennifer was able to get into a place of her own was by borrowing money from her family for the deposit on a new apartment.
Basically, whenever she asks if I can help, I help.
While her mother acts as her personal maid.
I'll ask my mom to come over. I'll say, while you're here, do you mind changing the garbage and changing the cat litter?
Once a week, I help her with the cleanup.
Thank you.
She seems to always relying on someone to bail her out.
Give me more?
No, that's it until payday.
Oh. I'll like guilt trip her, whatever.
It's really putting a dent in my mother's finances when she gives her money because my mother can't pay her bills.
I don't know, at the time, I just don't seem to care. I just want the money, Yeah, if they're gonna do it, take the stress off my back, why not?
I hope that this is just the reality TV show scenes, of course, to ham it up for better content. You guys know what I'm talking about. They'll tell the people on the show what to say just to invoke more emotion or engagement in the TV show, which in turn makes people watch even more. I honestly hope that's what's happening right now, instead of admitting on TV for the entire world that she's just using her family members as maids and bank accounts and then laughing it off in the little interview clips. It sounds insane, because you're not just hurting yourself with your poor financial decisions, you're becoming a burden for your entire family, everybody around you. It's just unbelievable.
Do you have any idea how much debt she has?
I think it was like $12,000.
She has almost $22,000 worth of debt.
Oh my goodness.
So you owe student loans that you aren't paying back, and you owe credit cards that you aren't paying back, and you own a cell phone that you aren't paying back. You're not paying anybody. What's the matter?
I don't know.
Jennifer may not know what's going on, but I do. This is how your needs and wants look. You spent nothing on debt repayment. You put nothing in savings. You spent $37 on your needs. And you spent $1,400 almost on your wants. Can you see how self-indulgent this makes you look?
It made me realize how bad my problem is.
Now, I think that it's pretty crazy that I'm sitting here saying that, $2,000 a debt per month isn't actually that bad. I'm thinking this way because of how insane some of the financial situations we've seen recently over the past few years on social media in general, any of the shows like Caleb Hammer. We're at a time in the world where $30,000 in debt doesn't really seem that bad when we see easy six figures, 100, $250,000, $500,000. Adding up all the student loan debt and credit cards and car loan payments in turn makes it seem like $30,000 isn't a lot, but it still is. And you wonder why everybody seems to be in debt nowadays.
It gets worse. Even though you have the potential to make a good living, because you leave your job at the drop of a hat, last year your total income was $8,000.
What?
That's how little you worked. To live the way you are currently living, you'd need to make an income of $47,000. And to live the way you're living and get your debt paid off, you need to make $61,000.
Okay.
If, in fact, you weren't sponging off everybody else, if you were paying your own way using credit to fill the gap, you'd be going into the whole $2,500 every month.
So now we know her total debt. This is the portion of the show where she's on a strict cash budget and starts figuring out ways to pay off her debt. Of course, because it's a reality show, they have challenges. Now, the first one is to help junk movers move trash. Because she initially said that she was a princess and doesn't even throw out her own trash, she makes her mother do that for her. And even that, we get a ridiculous clip.
Jennifer shows up to her challenge sporting a $450 parka, $300 boots, and a $150 purse. Hardly prepared for the job ahead.
And then after she has to make her own budget that doesn't even work out the first time. She's still negative when she sat down and tried to budget the numbers.
Already I'm going through shock. I'm so grumpy. I'm like so bitchy lately, and it's because I don't have any money. I have no life, and I can't borrow any money from anybody. I can't borrow any money from my mother, and that's like a large part of my budget. Yeah, I'm just basically like being responsible now with my own money, which is good. It's just kind of like I have to get used to it, that's all. If I wasn't in a good mood, I would go shopping and I'd feel better. And yeah, it's been taken away from me.
How many people still do this in 2025? Retail therapy. That'll just make you feel better, getting a brand new item, piece of clothing, really anything, feeling good about that, and when the luster goes away, you just do it again. Over and over and over. And as crazy as it sounds, it does become somewhat of an addiction for many people because it is so much easier to take out that piece of plastic and swipe away instead of actually taking out the cash that you're handing to the cashier and visibly seeing all of that money disappear. It's just numbers on a screen now on your phone and just swipe, swipe, swipe. The problem ends up snowballing and then you turn into this person.
A very overwhelmed Jennifer set out to pay back her debts, starting with her friend Jody.
Thank you.
Although she completed my challenge, it's clear to me that her heart wasn't in it. So far, Jennifer's had questionable success. To check in and issue Jennifer's last challenge, I decided to meet up with her at one of her favorite locations, the mall. So is your mom taking out your garbage?
I take out my own garbage.
It's not so bad, is it? Don't you feel like a total moron making your mother come over to take out your garbage?
No, I can't wait to end this show because then she can go back to taking my garbage.
I am at a loss for words.
I'm just being honest.
It's always one step forward, two steps back with Jennifer. She best give me everything she has on this last challenge, or she won't be seeing my $5,000.
This kind of adds on to the fact that some people just can't be helped. You've probably seen some of the guests on Caleb Hammer shows are just too far gone. You could show them what they're doing wrong and how dangerous it can be financially, and even teach them how to budget and do the right things, and some people will just keep going on the same path forever. You really can't stop it, unfortunately. At least, hopefully, my videos will help some people who just realize how bad this could really get for anybody, and honestly don't end up in the same situations like the people we're watching.
So how do you think you did this month?
I did all right.
Well, let's go over it, okay? You came through on the Mall of Temptation really, really well.
Oh, thank you.
But you showed up to take out the garbage in your high heel shoes, and I'm not convinced that you're gonna actually make your brother take the money. So my big problem is I'm not convinced that you aren't just gonna go and take whatever I give you and go shopping. Or that you aren't gonna hit mommy up, because I have a sense that you yourself are not convinced. So what will you do with this money when I give you this money?
Ideally, I would pay off my debt.
And how much were the total number of checks that you gave to your brother? What did that add up to?
It added up to $3,600.
This will help.
Oh my God. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I think you have the potential to have a great life.
So it kind of seems to me that nobody actually believed that she changed, so that's why she ended up getting $3,000 instead of $5,000. Now, when I watched this episode, I thought that everybody was going to get some sort of money because it probably looked bad for the show if somebody just got $0 and they ended the show. But I think we're just going to go to the next episode.
My name is Nicola, and I'm 31 years old.
She lives the life of a rock star. She eats at the best restaurants,
I eat out about 4 or 5 times a week.
buys the best clothes.
I like bags, I like shoes, I like jewelry.
You can't tell Nicola no shopping. It's part of a lifestyle.
Spares no expense on beauty treatments.
So your total today is $120, please.
I get my hair cut and then I get it styled.
You're ready to rock on the world now.
She's got to look good, you know? It's all part of getting noticed.
But that lifestyle comes at a cost, and this wannabe rock star doesn't make any money from her music,
I have nothing to show for it.
while her job as a temp only nets her $1,000 a month.
I mean, Gail said it perfectly, a wannabe rock star. Basically like the wannabe influencer lifestyles that we see today. Somebody who spends and acts like a celebrity when they just don't have the funds to do so at all. But it's just going to get even worse with the next clips.
So what's the secret of Nicola's success? Meet Stephen.
I very much love this girl. I mean, there's something about the person of Nicola that is absolutely incredible. We were together about 18 months.
He always wanted to make me feel special.
The expectation was always that I was covering everything, and I sort of understood that.
I definitely have asked my ex-boyfriend for money.
I did feel sometimes like, you're not even trying. You're not pitching in anything.
And when the going got tough, Nicola got going.
I broke it off with him.
As long as you're paying the bill, she'll be fine. You stop, it's gonna be over.
Desperate to move out of Stephen's house, Nicola left with the clothes on her back and Stephen's BlackBerry in her pocket.
Oh man, a literal gold digger. Doesn't care about anything or anybody other than living that lifestyle, getting the money that she clearly doesn't deserve. I don't think we've heard any hit records coming out from her. And then just this sad, depressing dude shows up and goes along with all of this and is obviously the only reason she stayed with him for a while until she decided to dump him and take the phone and leave. And I think to make it even worse, he's actually on this show when he's not even the boyfriend. He's the ex-boyfriend still trying to stay around. It's honestly just pretty sad.
It's good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
A little bit uncomfortable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. How about you?
He's the ex-boyfriend, but I'm trying to work it where we could be friends.
Right.
I haven't seen any working it to be friends yet, so I don't know.
So let's look at some numbers, okay?
This guy just needs to leave this whole situation and move on with his life.
So how can you do all this? This is where Stephen comes in.
Okay.
It's what Stephen spent on you. He paid your rent. He paid your utilities. He paid your cable. He pays for your cell phone. Still, to this day, $2,400 in entertainment.
Yeah, that's
$600 on clothes. $2,200 on restaurants. You know this $11,000 that Stephen's spending?
Yes.
He's spending that every month.
I think my role probably was too much of an enabler. I should have put my foot down much earlier and put a stop to some of it.
Dude, what are you talking about? An enabler? This is way, way past that. This guy probably spent his whole life being able to earn that kind of money for this lifestyle and no time actually interacting with women, so he's just going to get taken advantage of. $16,000 a month is not enabling, it's just sad.
While you have been making about $23,000 a year, you would actually need to make $35,000 a year just to keep body and soul together. You'd have to make $64,000 a year to also do your entertaining and your beauty routine. And to live the way Stephen has been keeping you, you need to make $224,000 a year.
I didn't know that the financial situation I'm in was so dire.
Well, if you were actually paying your own way right now, you'd be going into debt to the tune of $24.65 every month.
Seeing this is going to change things.
I honestly don't really believe that this is going to change things. Somebody with a $325,000 a year lifestyle is just going to change on a whim because of the show? This one is way worse than the first person we saw, and that was already a pretty bad situation.
Your current cell phone charge is $991.
No, it's not.
And 88 cents.
What? That's not right.
It's right here in black and white.
Can I see it?
Yes.
That's bananas.
Do you have the BlackBerry?
Yes.
Can I have it, please?
But
You have $991 right now to pay this bill.
No, I do
Bring
not.
me the BlackBerry. And herein comes your first lesson in if you can't pay, you can't play.
So now we're getting back into the challenge portion of these shows. Again, very basic, living on a normal cash budget, having to actually get a job, which would generate income. Just some of the stuff that normal people have to do to survive in this world, imagine that. But of course, we have to have very cringy and uncomfortable moments on the show because it is reality TV after all.
So this song is called Ways on My Own, and I wrote the song, so I hope you like it. All the secrets that I keep.
The audition was great. I could definitely see her having a career in music, you know? She has the charisma. She works the room, you know what I mean? She has a connection.
How did you know she worked the room? You were the only one in the entire bar. All of that was 100% staged for this show though, but didn't make it any less uncomfortable. But her first week of challenges, which was basically just to get a job, didn't end up going so well.
So what kind of temp stuff did you do this week?
I didn't do any temp stuff this week.
You didn't work at all this week?
No.
How do you get to be 35 years old and you don't think you needed to go to work this week? So if not for the $175 that we gave you, you would not have eaten this week?
I would have went to somebody's house and eaten.
Of course you would have, because Nicola doesn't have to take care of Nicola. You have to put your ass in gear and get moving. You think I'm going to give you another $175? Why would I do that? So far, all you're proving to me is you're not worth the money I've given you so far.
Are you seriously gonna say something like that to me, to disrespect me?
You think because I gave you a crappy phone, I disrespected you?
You did.
If you want to make your life any different than it is right now, you need to first acknowledge that you are making a whole bunch of freaking mistakes.
How dare you say that?
I know,
Gail!
Nicola stormed off set.
Take this mic off! Take the mic off!
I don't even think Gail said anything out of left field, honestly, but it just set her off, and now I have even less faith that she's going to change at all. But there ends up being another challenge, the Temptation Challenge, where they were to give her a couple $100 for like a spa or going out to eat, but then she ended up picking the $900 to pay back the BlackBerry. Now, I think everybody on the show, including Gail, thought that she just picked that because that's exactly what Gail wanted her to pick. Because instead of her paying back her ex-boyfriend for the BlackBerry, the TV show is paying for it. But then she gives back the money and officially ends things with her already ex-boyfriend. Very odd thing to say in the first place.
So, the long and the short of it is that I'm not convinced that you have made any change at all.
Okay.
You did nothing. And so today, I have nothing for you. I wish you the best. I hope you take the tools that I've given you and use them to make the life you say you want.
Thank you.
And good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Nothing's changed since I met her. She's in exactly the same position. In fact, Nicola is still definitely a princess, and she's a princess of the worst kind.
I can't walk away and have that be the answer. That is not the answer. It's not.
She is the princess who refuses to wake up from the dream that she is living. Will things change? Maybe. Am I holding my breath? No.
Okay, so remember when I said earlier I thought it would be bad for the show to not give any money to the contestant? Well, that's exactly what just happened on this episode because Gail doesn't think she changed at all, and I don't believe it either. She didn't end up getting a job, and then she picked the most expensive box in the Temptation Challenge, and then she was able to pay off basically $1,000 for the BlackBerry, not out of her own pocket from the TV show, and it kind of seems like she's gonna go back to the way she was. I bet her ex-boyfriend's still going to be an ex, but siphoning off even more money from him because he's just sad. But I am happy that Gail called her out about this and didn't give her a dime. She does not mess around, man. But we are off to the third episode.
Meet Keisha.
I was a makeup artist, and I probably made $30,000 a year.
She has a family that adores her.
Oh, we all find her so cute, really. I love Keisha to bits.
But this little cutie is a consumer.
Keisha's attitude towards money is spend, spend, spend. I like it, I want it, I'm buying it.
I spend about $100 a month on the color of my hair, and then I'll get my hair blow dried.
Your total's $355.95. Thank you.
I probably eat out about 4 times a week.
It's kind of fun going shopping with her. You walk around, she points things out, she likes them, she gets them.
I do have a lot of makeup. It's definitely one of my weaknesses.
She will buy the most expensive cream just because InStyle magazine said this cream is good.
I also like to take her in, and I started getting Botox probably about a year and a half ago.
She's been spoiled since she was a very little girl. I wasn't the disciplinary that I should have been with finances, and then I tried to be, but it was too late.
I know that I say this every time we look at financial videos that were made in the past, but it looks like this could have been made last month, let alone 15 years ago. The cost of beauty videos that I made, the overconsumption, the makeup, the clothes, everything. It just ends up repeating itself with each age group.
I don't know all that she does spend.
That's because Kasia deliberately keeps Chris in the dark.
Chris does not know about the boots. Chris also doesn't know about the camera that I bought.
I definitely at times feel a little bit manipulated by Kasia, definitely.
She does not care.
I would say my finances are semi-bad. I mean, I don't really classify the stuff that I owe my family as debt, per se.
I pay a loan for her. I pay for the upkeep of the car.
A car that Kasia borrowed and never gave back.
I mean, I just feel that I need it more.
One thing Kasia doesn't need the car for is driving to work. That's because she's currently on disability leave.
Kasia works as a makeup artist for a very big company at a mall.
I just found it so hard to be around the stores, the shopping, the people. It just became really overwhelming for me, and I just kind of had to break down.
While disability payments are only a fraction of her salary, Kasia hasn't stopped spending.
I know we are pretty deep into this video, but oh man, this is way worse than Till Death Do Us Part. It's just way more arrogant and disrespectful compared to the previous video that I made. Again, I hope that this is just hammed up and these people are told by the producers to say this ridiculous stuff to get people angry, to get people to watch even more, then the ratings go up. Because to say this out loud in front of the entire world, it seems like you gotta be like some sort of psycho. But then again, I guess on some level, we see this on a daily basis now if you scroll on any social media. Attention is the new drug of choice for the majority of the world, and these types of videos and comments are a very easy way to get it.
There was a little bit of confusion about whether you should come or not.
Yeah.
I think they were afraid of what you would find out.
To be honest, I just really didn't want to take away the car.
Which leads us to your debt.
When I think that I'm $20,000 in debt, at my age, it's pretty gross. Like, I'm disgusted, actually.
Are you kidding me? A lot of what you owe to family. You owe your mom money. She actually figures this is closer to $7,200.
Yeah.
Which would mean you'd be owing almost $23,000. Then there's poor Auntie May. Your loan for school is costing Auntie May $140 a month.
Really?
Really?
Wow.
So the woman who let you borrow the car to drive around and gave you 10 grand for school, you tried to not get on the show so she didn't see how irresponsible you were with your finances. Honestly, crazy work. Every single one of these people we've seen today immediately give me no confidence that they're going to change at all.
Using her credit cards, Kasia spends twice as much as she makes every month. When you add in expenses like housing, transportation, and groceries, and indulgences like vacations and entertainment, Kasia's boyfriend and family members allow her to live a life she can't afford. If you were paying your own way and using credit to fill the gap, you'd be going into debt to the tune of $4,600 every month.
That's crazy.
You make about $32,000 a year. In order to live the way you're living right now, you'd need to make $119,000 a year.
Wow.
And if you wanted to get the debt paid off as well, you'd need to be making $137,000 a year. That's just to pay for the indulgences that you think you're entitled to.
I think that's delusions of grandeur, no?
Delusions of grandeur. Yeah, but you gave them to her.
It wasn't all me.
It was a lot you. You were a primary influence. She doesn't have a dad she can blame.
More than triple the income she's making is going right back out. Now we start off with the challenges working as a dishwasher. I've seen that most of these challenges are supposed to be gross, playing into, you know, the princess show. I'm too good for this, I'm above this. So they end up making her do, you know, normal everyday jobs. And there's even another one where she had a photo shoot with her very expensive camera to hopefully try to make some sort of money. But to be honest, there really hasn't been much change at all with this person as well.
While Kasia did well on the Giving Back Challenge, she's still blowing money she doesn't have.
I like them.
You never look at the price anyways.
Keisha's collected her disability, and yet she's not paid a penny of rent.
Kind of gaming the system with disability because of the stressful job that she had, as if other jobs that everybody work around the entire world aren't stressful as well, but another person able to get free money, free checks without actually having to do any work and then just spending it immediately while she's on a show about finances. You can't make it up. However, I do like that Gail is honest and she is having none of it with her.
But when it boils down to it, Keisha does only what Keisha wants. Yeah. I see the car as being a big unresolved issue still. She's still driving the car, but she's not paying for insurance, maintenance, or even her own parking tickets. And while you did do a budget and a debt repayment plan, really it was a paper and pen exercise for you because you haven't gone back to work. And so you don't actually have the resources to implement either the budget or the debt repayment plan. So that being said, I have for you today a check for $2,000. Okay, there you go.
Thank you.
Keisha might be disappointed that she didn't get $5,000. I'm disappointed she didn't change her princessy ways.
I really feel like I really tried. I feel like I've said it. I really tried with the means that I had.
I wanted to see some real changes in behavior. I wanted to see a young woman grow up and take responsibility for herself, and Keisha has not done that.
So this show is a lot more blunt than Till Death Do Us Part, which I really like. I'm honestly surprised that this only lasted 2 years because I bet they'd be able to make videos until this very day. But that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. YouTube thinks you'll like this video popping up on screen right now, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll talk to you guys later.